Okay, I'm wondering if the stream is live. I guess it is. I need to do it from a incognito window because I'm uploading a file for the D2 conference. Let me put this down. 0 people watching. But yes, as the title says, today I'm going to try Octane. Actually, it's not like I'm going to try it. I tried it like 5 minutes ago. That's all I needed to try Octane. I'm gonna be drinking my coffee because as an Italian, I drink about 15 coffees a day. Fabio, you're right. I did forget to close my YouPorn tab. And thank you for demonetizing my video. But it says that 0 people are watching and you are the only one watching. I don't know. Is Tom watching this? Tom, I really need you to be here and to tell me what to do. Ah, coffee. Ah, coffee. Hi, Fabio. Very nice to see you, by the way. Fabio is such a beautiful name, you know? I don't know if you're lucky or if I'm lucky. I guess we're both lucky. Okay, so basically what I did yesterday, I made this very quick scene called G. For a lack of creativity, put it that way. Which is basically a MoGraph, very quick MoGraph, pixel effect. And I did it in V-Ray, and since a couple of people were giving me a hard time because, you know, in V-Ray the live render doesn't work, I decided to try out Octane. Octane, it's only 20 euros a month. The only issue is that I have a super micro motherboard and I can only fit one graphic card, which is a 1070 at the moment what I have. And unfortunately, you know, I don't have that much memory. I haven't tried out the limits of Octane yet, but you know, I'm rendering, and basically from what I understand, all you have to do is go to Octane, go to the Octane dialog, click render. Now everything is set, but I'll show you how to set it up. I mean, I'll show you how I did it because probably the people watching this know a lot more than I do. And there you go, and it's that simple, that fast. So I'm gonna recreate this whole scene for you guys to see how I did the G and how I did the rendering and everything. So just to show you how simple it is to get started with this. Okay, so first of all, I'm just gonna close Octane because I don't need it. I'm gonna close the, I'm gonna delete the cloner, and I'm gonna delete the shape that creates this cloner. I'm gonna delete the geometry. I'm just gonna keep the setup, and yeah, I know. I'm a little bit late at the game. Let me see if Tom, are you online? Tom, are you online? I am waiting for you. Okay, let's go back to this. So let's make this G for the 36 days, 36 types, 36 days of types of challenge, I think it's called. So I'm just gonna start with a text. I'm gonna drop a G inside my text, and I'm gonna choose something a little bit fat because I kind of want to have a little bit of body. I think that what I used was the Gotham black. There you go. Now I'm gonna drop an extrusion inside the text, and the extrusion looks like this. It's very basic. Now what I did, I kind of gave this extrusion a little bit of a I give it a bevel, but not really a bevel, and the bevel didn't really work in this case, and I'll show you in a second why. So what I did it by hand. I had to modify a little bit geometry, nothing too hard. It's just that, you know, I was presented with the issue, so I did it. Because if I go and do caps and say, you know, fillet caps, yes, you do get this fillet, but it's still like, even if I were to raise the radius, then you start to have all these, you know, intersections and so on. So I said, okay, let's just leave it to cap normal. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to convert this. Now the extrusion actually comes up as 3 separate elements, so I'm just gonna right click and say connect objects and delete. I'm gonna optimize this, and I'm gonna click on the font tag and say, I'm gonna leave a 25 angle. I like the number 25. I'm gonna select the faces here, and I'm gonna MW inset them. You gotta be careful only, you know, with these corners here, because probably these corners are going to touch. T for scaling out. And there you go. So now you have your geometry. Hi Dushan! You see? I got to the dark side. Everything into Lego bricks. Okay, so this video is pointless, Fabio. Please don't destroy my dreams. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a little cube. Gonna scale it down. Put it somewhere around there, so that I have it more or less in the middle of the geometry. Hold on, let me clean up a little bit my viewport, because I don't want to see a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing here. There we go. So I take my cube, I move it somewhere around in the middle. I'm gonna drop a cloner. The cloner, I'm gonna, actually, you know what, let me just put the cube inside the cloner. The cloner is going to be a grid array. Then I can take this grid array and I can move it somewhere around here. This is, by the way, based on a tutorial from, I think, Rob Redman, which is a Cinema 4D guru. Been following him for a while now, but I think this tutorial, it's really old. I'm gonna move this element here in the middle. By the way, 6 people watching in an afternoon. This is a personal record. I'm gonna scale these elements down. There we go, there we go, there we go. Let me see from the top. Yeah, I can put this a little bit more in the center. Maybe I'm gonna make the cube a little bit smaller, and I'm gonna fill the gaps with more geometry. So let's go inside the cloner and say, we'll put a lot of this little cubes. There we go, something like this. With it from the side. There we go. Oh, it starts to slow down my computer. I really need to upgrade this machine. There we go. Okay, I think this is good enough. Oh, you guys cannot see the whole screen. Let me take a look. It's a little bit cropped. Let me... Oh, okay. Sorry, let me see if I can fix that. I thought I fixed that. Is that better? Yes? This should be better. Thank you, Gennaro, for telling me. I'm so sorry. This should be better. Right? Let me scale this a little bit more. Maybe add some more elements in between. Very good. And now what I'm gonna use a volume effector. for this cloner. And I think all I have to do is click on visibility. Is it? Let me see. Oh, yes, and I have to put in the volume object, of course, my G. And now this should fill it up with my voxels. Now I'm gonna hide my G. Where is it? Cap. There we go, so that I don't see it in the render. Settings. Okay, now it's better, great. Good, so now what I can do, I could basically play a little bit with the cap itself. So I could say of this cap, scale a little bit the geometry towards the outside. Let's see if it does anything. Yes, it seems like it made it a little bit better. No, it didn't. Okay. Yeah, you'll take it the way it is. Very good. So now at this point what I did, I actually, since I have the cloner set up, all I have to do to make it a little bit more interesting from a geometrical point of view, all I have to do is go to the original cube, convert it into a mesh, select all the elements here. Maybe, you know, I'm gonna first of all MS round up a little bit the subdivisions, and then I'm gonna select all the faces in between, MW, extrude them down, MT, extrude them inside, and that's it, so that it looks a little bit more visual appealing. Let's do that again. MW, MT. Now you got even more stuff going on. Look at that. Interesting geometry 101. Learning from the best. Good. So all I have to do now is drop a material. I think I've used this material here. Now the cool thing about, you know, making materials with Octane, it seems to me, and I might be wrong, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. Hi Tom, welcome. All you have to do is basically say create shader, you go to C4D Octane, and then, you know, Octane material. You only have 3 materials, so you cannot get it wrong. Now you got diffuse, you got glossy and specular. Specular, I'm guessing it's for glass and stuff. Glossy is for any material with reflection, and diffuse, well, you know, in theory, all materials have a glossiness, so the diffuse, I'm not really sure what the job of the diffuse is, but anyway, we'll leave it to glossy. You got a diffuse value, which is basically, you know, color. I like to work with the what do you call this? Mode, so you can regulate the color by moving the slider on the... No, it doesn't work. Why is this not working? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Okay, let's go back to RGB, and you can select, you know, the RGB color that you want better, or you just click on the color and you take the sampler here and you choose a color on your screen. Like, you know, you could have this green here. There you go. Okay, and then you have the green. But we're not gonna do this. I'm just gonna get rid of this material, and we're just gonna use the Octane blue. Then, you know, you go back to your view. Now I set up a camera, but obviously, you know, my camera got moved around because I moved the geometry. So all I have to do is I'm gonna deactivate the cloner because my computer struggles a little bit. I'm gonna take the cap, the cloner, and the volume. I'm gonna group them, Alt G. Actually, let me activate this for a second so that we can see it. It doesn't matter if my computer suffers. And we'll move it to the center of my viewport. And now all I have to do, yeah, Gennaro and Fabio, get a room. And now all I have to do is go to, what is it, Octane dialog, start the render, and that should be it. No, am I doing something wrong? What am I doing wrong? Tom, give me live support. Please wait until update progress is complete. Okay, so maybe I'm doing something wrong myself. Oh, there you go. You see? Surprise, surprise. The rendering is there. Guys, bear with me. This is literally like the second time that I'm trying Octane. So, I wanted to do a little bit extra in when it comes to the geometry. Maybe just like I had a random in this cloner. So I'm gonna go to the effector and just drop this random inside the cloner, so that you have the geometry moving a little bit so that it's not so static. And that's it. And then the rendering is updating in real time. And I really like that, I have to say. For this kind of stuff, it's a lot of fun. So Mike Golden, if you're watching this, from now on you will have real-time updates of my renders. And this was basically not the very first time that I tried Octane. It's the second time, literally, because I was talking to Tom about a couple of hours ago, and then I was editing some videos. But really, I bought Octane this morning. I didn't even have the time to watch tutorials, and I'm gonna get into tutorials because, of course, I'm interested in so many aspects of making renders, like, you know, archivists for sure. I'm looking into making small animations, very personal projects. But this is a great start for me. It's I'm very positive about, you know, the fact that I'm starting to use Octane. Of course, you know, I'm still gonna play with V-Ray. V-Ray's, you know, my first love. I tried Corona. I really liked it. Octane is fantastic. I'm having a lot of fun so far, and yeah, I look forward to do more. Okay, so I see a couple of questions. What are my specs? Okay, I bought this computer at the end of 2015. I have a Super Micro with 2 Xeon processors. I think it's a 32 thread machine. I have 32 gigabytes of RAM. I have a 1070 with, I want to say, either 6 or 8 gig of memory. I'm not sure. What else do I have? I have a massive Enermax energy supply, but power supply. But the problem of this machine is that my motherboard doesn't allow for an extra card to go inside. So maybe either I will buy an Asus motherboard, which I really like and people say are very stable and allow you to kind of like expand more than these motherboards, or I think I'm going to upgrade anyway soon to a Ryzen machine, because, you know, I hear very good things about the processors, and maybe get an extra 1070. As far as I'm concerned, I know that the 1070s do... Yeah, don't put those ideas in my head. I don't want to buy external GPU clusters. Tom already has told me everything about it, and I'm like already Googling the prices online, and it's a... You know, this is a steep road that... yeah, okay, so it's 8 gigabyte. There you go. Well, probably I think I'm gonna get an extra 1070. The price at the moment, it's very good. You can get one for a little less than $400. So, you know, it might be a good thing to do. But I have to really look into the motherboard, because otherwise I'm not gonna be able to make this upgrade. Anyway, guys, feel free to link some tutorials for me into the comments. I'll be really happy to start learning a little bit more, you know, Octane, and I want to get into it a little bit more. And I'm gonna share, of course, the link to this file, so that, you know, if you're just starting out with this, you can also start learning. 400, no, in Austria, where you know, my company is in Austria, and I think that the graphic cards are about 460, but if you don't pay the VAT, then it comes to 400. We can Google it together. Let's take a look. So Amazon.at. So 1070 NVIDIA. As you can see here, you see it says 450, so if you remove the VAT, we'll get at around like, oh, but here it's a used one. Okay. I paid a lot less than this. The prices are still very high. That's a little bit of a surprise also for me. 445, 1060, no, that's not what I'm looking for. God damn, they're still so expensive, huh? I think I paid mine 480 euros. Minus the VAT, and it was about 410, 420. Yeah, maybe I'll just buy an old one. I don't know. Maybe it's not worth it. Yeah, I'll look into this. Man, Tom, this is a big responsibility that you have given me. Now I'm gonna start buying GPUs and I'm gonna go bankrupt. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching as always. Yeah. Post links, make comments, and tell me where I can get the resources. Also, Dushan, I think I'm gonna go and buy one of your tutorials so that I can start learning from the best. From the best I paid mine 410. Okay, Gennaro, send me a link so that I can look them up and maybe I'll buy one, and when I go to Napoli to visit my family, I'll go and get it. Alright guys, I'm gonna stop the recording. Thanks a lot for watching. See you later.